Alright, so this is everything that would be needed to make our own quesadilla and our own salsa. So over here is for the quesadilla, which is tortilla, cheddar cheese. You could use other cheese too if you like. I like cheddar the most. This would be the pan. I heat the tortilla on and melt the cheese with. So with the tortilla, one thing to watch out for is make sure you read the ingredients, because a lot of tortilla they just put high fructose corn syrup in it, which is not very good for you. And now for our salsa, we'll have cilantro, red onions, half a lime, and a tomato. And we're just gonna dice it up and mix it together and turn it into our salsa. So first things first, I heat up the pan to make sure all the water dries off. Then I get a tortilla, I put it on. Next, I'll put on some cheddar. I'm doing all this one hand too. The other hand's holding the camera, just because I want to show you guys the entire process. There, I put 4 sticks of cheddar on it. And if you're using string cheese like me and you want it to like heat up faster, you could also cut it up to expose more surface area. Then the next thing I'll do is I'm gonna get this lid right here. It's right here. Just put it on there just so the cheese melts faster. Now while I'm waiting for this, I'll be preparing the salsa. So now to prepare our salsa, I have these ingredients right here. And let me get a bowl real quick. So now to prepare the salsa, I have these ingredients right here. And I'm just going to start chopping stuff up. So first, I'll be chopping up the cilantro. I'm just going to cut off all the stems because we're not going to eat that. Just try to leave as much leaves as possible. Yeah, this should be good. And just roll it up. Whatever makes it easier to chop up. Yeah, so you want to chop it up to be about this small. So that's the cilantro out the way. And I'm just going to put that on the side. Next, I'll cut the tomato. My strategy to cut the tomato is to just cut it in half. My strategy to cut the tomato is to first cut it in half, then I start cutting it smaller and smaller this way. And I don't do it the peel side, because that's is very slippery, so it's hard to cut. So I do it on the more exposed side, which is this side. Alright, so I cut it like that, then I now cut it the other direction as well to get into small cubes. Yeah, so those are pretty small cubes, about this small. So to make space, I'll just start putting the tomato into a bowl and the cilantro as well. Yeah, the cilantro becomes really small pieces, so it gets stuck on your hand and finger. But if you use the knife and scrape this way, you won't get cut, and it's a great way to get the cilantro off of you. Next, I'll use half a red onion. So I'm just going to cut it in half and do the same thing I've been doing to the tomato as well. Just cut it to small strips and cut it the other way to make them small cubes. And watch out while you're cutting this as well. Sometimes the chemical from the onion will fly up and start make you start tearing. So a way to remedy that is to just throw water on it before you cut it. So then there's some water to keep the chemicals from flying up immediately. Now I'm cutting the crisscross version. Alright, some just fell off my cutting board, but it's all good. I'm starting to feel the chemicals flying up from the onions. Starting to make me tear a little. Good thing I'm not in the video right now. And I'll just mix that in as well. And this is pretty much the home stretch. The last thing to do is to just squeeze this lime juice into there, and voila, you have your own salsa. So I'll show you a technique on how I squeeze lemon or limes very efficiently as well. So I hold a spoon this way, and then I put it on top like this. Then I just rotate it like this. And I just start squeezing all that lime juice out. This is what I found to be the most efficient way. Now it's time to just mix it all up together. And there you have it. You just made your own salsa. So this is a very simple recipe, and it could last for like 2 meals. So let's say for lunch you're feeling a little bit lazy, you could just make another quesadilla and you could use the leftover salsa again. So it's great. Other variations you could do to the salsa also is like put corn in it, put all sorts of things into it. Now we go and check on our quesadilla. As we can see, using that method, the cheese has all 4 sticks are now melted. But the thing is, since we put a lid on it, it created a lot of moisture. So, and for quesadilla to taste good, is usually good for the tortilla to be a little crispy. Right now it's a little damp, so we're gonna put. I lowered the heat, and now we're just gonna leave it here for a little bit to just crispy the tortilla up again. You fold it in half too, and that's it. You have the tortilla ready, the salsa ready. You're almost ready to eat. there you go. Once again, a very simple meal that you could prepare yourself, and you make sure all the ingredients in here is fresh, it's healthy, and of course, can never forget kale. This stuff, eat it before you have your quesadilla as a buffer layer. So you'll notice I'm only eating one quesadilla. And if I did not have kale, I probably would need 2 pieces, and that would just be overeating for me. Because the kale, really helps you feel like you're getting full faster, and to slow down the intake too of the cheese, the lime, the vitamin C's in the lime, tomatoes, from cilantro, from the onions. Yeah, so there you go. Here's a full complete meal. Really simple to make, really easy to make. Didn't take us very long at all.